Once upon a time, in a village called Oji, there lived two sisters named Olamma and Adamma. They were so beautiful and smart, and their parents and relatives were very proud of them. They were as different as day and night, yet inseparable in their bond. Olamma is more reserved and calm, while Adamma is more outspoken and oftentimes stubborn. They were both competitive, but everyone felt it was normal and didn't try to stop them from always going against one another. One sunny morning, their mother sent them to the village stream to fetch water for the house. The road to the stream is narrow, laying beside a cliff, so people had to stay in queues to avoid falling off from the edge of the cliff into a running fountain. Olamma and Adamma set out to the stream with their clay pots on their heads. They chattered away and skipped hand in hand along the forest path, their laughter echoing through the trees. As they approached the narrow pathway, they walked carefully down the path until they approached the stream. They lowered their pots into the stream to fetch water into them, and that was when Olamma sighted a beautiful calabash lying some miles away beside the stream. She approached the calabash and touched it, gently admiring the beauty of it. Suddenly, the calabash began to glow and broke open. With trembling hands, Olamma opened the lid of the broken calabash to reveal its contents. She gasped in excitement as she saw sparkling jewels, precious coins, and traditional beads gleaming in the sunlight inside the calabash. Olamma called her sister's attention to the treasure she just discovered, and they were both amazed. Overwhelmed by the sight, Adamma's eyes sparkled with greed as she envisioned all the riches she could possess. She suggested they divide the treasure amongst the both of them and not let anyone else know about the discovery. But Olamma, with her kind heart and gentle soul, cautioned her sister against it and instead suggested that they take it home to their parents and let it be shared equally with members of their family. She reminded Adamma of the importance of honesty and integrity, urging her to think of others before herself. Ignoring her sister's words of wisdom, Adamma's greed consumed her, and she plotted to take the treasure all to herself. On their way home with the treasure, as they approached the narrow path that leads back to their home, Adamma decided to push Olamma into the fountain down the cliff so that she can have all the riches they discovered to herself. Unknown to them, the goddess of the stream who placed the calabash of treasures where they found it was observing them from the shadows. Just as Adamma tried to execute her plan of pushing her sister down the cliff out of greed, the beautiful goddess emerged from the depths of the forest to confront the greedy sister. Terrified by the presence of the goddess, Adamma trembled with guilt as tears welled up in her eyes. She fell to her knees in shame and regret. In a voice as soft as a whisper, yet powerful as a storm, the stream goddess chastised Adamma for her covetous ways. She warned her of the consequences of her actions and demanded that she right her wrongs towards her sister. Olamma was too stunned to speak as she knelt beside her sister with tears in her eyes, feeling disappointed that her sister could want to betray her out of greed. Adamma cries out to her sister for forgiveness, promising to turn a new leaf. With a heart full of compassion, Olamma forgave her sister Adamma and embraced her into a hug with love. The goddess nods with satisfaction as she disappears back into the shadows of the trees, leaving a gentle wind behind. Together, as they made their way home, the sisters' bond grew stronger than ever before. They took the calabash of treasure home to their parents, and it was divided evenly amongst every member of their family. The sisters both learned that greed and unhealthy competitions would destroy the love, the trust, and the bond they share as sisters. As they laid on their bed that night, they made a vow to never allow such negative thoughts into their lives again.